Hello everybody, welcome back to the EAFC 25, I think I said 24 in the last episode, 25 career mode where we are taking Unai Emery's Aston Villa, hopefully to glory. Let's see how it goes. We have a Champions League game today, a big episode in today, and yeah, it's going to be interesting because we have, looking at the calendar, Young Boys in the Champions League, then we are going to simulate Wolves and Brighton, and we're going to play the final game against Ipswich Town, and then wrap up September and move in to a mighty October, which will be Bayern Munich and Man United, another Champions League game against Bologna, we've got league games against Fulham and Bournemouth, a massive month in October. The January transfer window is not even here. The summer transfer window is done and dusted. Our squad is confirmed, the spreadsheet is up to date, and we are tracking everything very well. We've got a few bits of news to get through as well, because Pau Torres can now become a ball-playing defender perfect fit, which is absolutely lovely. Do we have any others in here yet? No, we don't. So Pau Torres being upgraded is absolutely wonderful. We've got some inbox things to do. Potential international positions, don't care about that. Player suspended. Morgan Rogers, I think we've already done, haven't we? Yeah, he is now officially a left winger. So I think we're good to go. Let's get into the game against Young Boys Bern then, and take our first bit of centre stage in... Oh, I've got a roll update for a youth development player there. I'll finish my little spiel in a minute. We'll take centre stage for the Champions League. We're playing Young Boys Bern. Let's get into it. Here we are then for UEFA Champions League action in Switzerland. It's Young Boys Bern versus Aston Villa, making a return to European Premier competition and led out by John McGinn. A couple of changes for Unai Emery in his starting 11. We'll go through the lineups in just a sec. So as the Champions League anthem blares out in the stadium in Bern, the kids are looking very happy, weird, I don't know, they look a bit strange. Anyway, Martinez is going to be starting goal. Tyrone Mings is going to come in for Aston Villa at centre-back. Matty Cash is keeping his place at right-back because he's going to be suspended for the next Premier League game. But yeah, we'll get into the teams in full after the players do the handshakes. So Young Boys Bern are coached by Patrick Rahman, and their team is looking like that. It's all gone through very quickly, but in a 4-2-3-1, Itten is their danger man up front. Von Balamos in goal. Back four, including Kamara and Pfeiffer. Lauper and Nias in the middle, and then Ogurnich, Campo and Miles sit behind Itten up front. Aston Villa are going to be lining up in their 4-3-3. We're not going to be seeing too much of a change from that. As I said earlier, Martinez is in goal. Tyrone Mings comes in at centre-back alongside Pau Torres. Matty Cash will be playing at right-back. And Matheson comes in at left-back, replacing Lucas Digne. Leon Bailey will be continuing on the right-hand side for this one. In midfield will be John McGinn and Andre Onana. In the attacking, more attacking role will be Joe Bellingham. Morgan Rogers starts on the left, and we're given a start to Johan Duran in the Champions League. So a little bit of rotation for Unai Emery in their 4-3-3. All the players know how it works. It should be an interesting game. And it is Aston Villa to kick off in the Champions League. Very excited for this one. It's a bit of a shame that our first Champions League game isn't at home, but we do come into this one as favourites. Obviously, the Premier League is a better league than the Swedish Premier League, so we should be in a good position to pick up a result here, as Rogers could be in. He feeds it in, looking for Duran. It's defended well. It's going to fall to Morgan Rogers, though. On his left foot, it's saved, and Young Boys Bern just about hang on here. As here is Matson. Now it goes to Bailey. Good ball through. I was looking for Duran. Too much on it, and Van Balmus makes the recovery save. So 10 minutes gone, and Gunčić comes forward, but a really good tackle from Matson. But he then loses out to Marley. Marley puts it in to the danger man Itten, and Martinez with a big save. Can he get on the rebound? Tyrone Mings is there to bail his goalkeeper out, but a good save from Martinez for that one. And Young Boys Bern showing they can be a bit dangerous on the counter-attack. Leon Bailey comes forward, cuts in between two, but a good tackle stops the attack. Morgan Rogers doing really well down the left-hand side. Has got Duran in there. The cross isn't the best. It is going to come to John McGinn, and he scores, but the flag has gone up. Is Jan Giroud in the way of the goalkeeper? It looks like he is. The linesman's flagging. And as it fell to John McGinn, yeah, you can see John Duran is definitely blocking the goalkeeper's view. It remains 0-0. McGinn into Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey, I was just waiting for Matty Cash to make that run forward, and he did make it, just couldn't pull it off. Bailey's won it back here. Bailey in towards Duran, but it's just intercepted very well. Young Boys Bern coming under a lot of pressure from Aston Villa, but that disallowed goal is all Aston Villa have had to show of any real attacking note. Obviously some good saves from Van Balmoes early on in the game, but yeah, not Aston Villa would have been expecting to be a little bit higher up here. Matson, is Duran onside? He's not. He's offside again. 23 minutes gone. 0-0. Tyrone Mings pings out a lovely pass to find Morgan Rogers on the left-hand side. Rogers, lovely bit of a jink and a shoulder drop to get past his man. Still going, Rogers to the byline. Tries to put a cross in towards the back post towards Bailey, but he couldn't win the header. And again, Aston Villa getting into that final third and then just having a little lack of options. And Rogers just had to swing the ball into a dangerous area. That's a good tackle from Bellingham to win the ball back. Matson has it. Into Pau Torres. Pau Torres up to Rogers. Rogers looks to release Bellingham, as I'm trying to say there. Get my words out. Bellingham holds it up. Finds it into Morgan Rogers again. Here is Matson, but his pass is intercepted. And again, Aston Villa getting to that final third and not being able to do much with it. Joe Bellingham gets it off to John McGinn, right-footed strike. Easy save for Balmoes. McGinn releases Matty Cash on an overlapping run, and this is much better for Aston Villa as they get into the danger area. Matty Cash waiting for options. Puts it into Duran, tries to turn, is tackled well, and it all just gets a little bit congested as soon as Aston Villa get in that box. They do need their fullbacks to push up and give options as the sort of inside forwards cut in. We know that Unai Emery likes this transition into a sort of a 2-5-3, and Aston Villa is working for them. It's just not ending in a goal at the moment. Be in a bit of trouble here as Hadjam comes down the left hand side. He puts it into Itan. Pau Torres is there to recover though, and Martinez can clear his lines. Pick out Onana in the middle. Onana comes forward with it, just teases the defender out into a bit of space as Bellingham comes forward. Oh, Rogers just checked his run because he was going offside, and Bellingham delayed the pass too long. So half-time, 0-0 in the Champions League. Young Boys Bern just about holding on. Villa definitely edging the game. So going into the second half, we've just made a little tactical tweak. I'm not too sure why everyone had a circle behind them, but they did, as that's a very good ball to start this second half off from Young Boys Bern. Matty Cash puts in a good challenge. Can't actually win the ball back though, and then Matty Cash does very well. Yeah, we've made a little tactical tweak. We're going to keep Leon Bailey and Rogers a little bit wider and allow McGinn and Bellingham to push up a bit more into attacking positions as Bailey comes forward here. Heavy touch. Is he fouled? No. And that is a little bit irritating. That's a good tackle from Cash in there though, although Itten has turned very well to get away. So we're going to try and just keep the pitch a little bit wider and then get the centre midfielders running through the middle a bit more. Hadjam into Brian. Brian lays it off to Gunchit. Shot from range, easy for Martinez. Rogers does well, finds John McGinn, who's pushing up into more advanced positions. Here is Leon Bailey, uses his pace really well to get round his marker. Leon Bailey shoots, it's blocked by the defender. A bit greedy there from Bailey, but maybe this is a game where Unai Emery doesn't really need Onana to be sitting in a holding role, and we can get a bit more support up there to Duran. So changes afoot for Aston Villa. Kamara and Ramsey on, Onana and Rogers off. It does look like a tactical tweak happening as well for Emery, and allowing Bellingham a bit more freedom higher up the pitch. Oh, great ball through. Itten is in. Martinez with a fantastic stop and dives on the rebound as well. Great save from the Argentinian in goal for Aston Villa, and they have their goalkeeper to thank at the moment for sort of keeping this game level. We have opened up ourselves a little bit more in terms of our formation. Kamara looks out towards McGinn. McGinn in towards Ramsey, but again then gets tackled with the return pass. And yeah, trying to open up the game a little bit more is keeping it, making us a little bit susceptible at the back. Bellingham finds McGinn. McGinn holds a ball up. Lovely little dink over towards Ramsey on the left-hand side. He's used his pace well, Ramsey. Really good tackle. And it will be a corner for Aston Villa. 65 minutes gone. What can John McGinn do with this corner? He's gone in looking for Tyrone Mings, who's beaten in the air. It comes out to Duran, who's really not got into the game today. He's really struggled from a starting position. as Young Boys Burn look to break, but Matty Cash reads that one well and holds up the counter-attack. So Young Boys Burn with a change then, as it could be their danger man Itten coming off there. Number 10 is coming on. I'm not too familiar with the Young Boys players, so it's not. It's Marley off for Emery, so Itten stays on the pitch. As here is Bellingham on the ball, trying to get involved with the play. Kamara. Up to Bailey from Mings, but intercepted. Not a good pass from Tyrone Mings. Making his first start of the season, Tyrone Mings. Called in to just give Konza a bit of a rest, as that's a good ball through, as Ergincic is here. I'm trying to just cover off that passing lane, and we do with Torres. Not a good pass out from the back, though, as Emery is in. The substitute! He's made it 1-0 to Young Boys Burn. Emery off the bench, a good finish from the edge of the box, poor playing out from the back from Aston Villa, and Pau Torres' mistake is made to pay. So Torres tried to pass it out from the back. Emery got into a bit of space, great finish just inside the box, fires it past Martinez. Yeah, it's a tough luck for Aston Villa, but that's what you get when you try and play out from the back. Ramsey coming forward on the left-hand side. Again, not many options in the box. Duran is there. Duran's shot's blocked. Bellingham shoots. His shot's blocked as well. And there's more substitutes getting ready on the sideline for Aston Villa. And this is a chance to get them on. Watkins on for Bailey. And, well, Unai Emery going for it, isn't he? Two strikers on the pitch, Watkins and Duran. John McGinn is going to have this corner. He's going to do a loopy one into the air towards the back post. Up it gets. Kamara's there. And, well, it's kept alive. And Young Boys Burn hold on again. So it looks like Aston Villa chucking men forward, looking for this equalising goal, as Duran could be in. But again, Kamara at the back for Young Boys Burn has really come alive in this second half. Kamara into Joe Bellingham. Bellingham looks to turn and put a ball through, but couldn't quite get it right, as Lauper has it up to Brian. And there's not long left in this game. Here's Aston Villa's Champions League campaign going to start with a loss. 10 minutes to go. Bellingham finds Ramsey in a bit of space. Matty Cash giving a really good run forward there, as Ramsey tries to put it in towards Duran. Knocked down looking for Watkins. Couldn't quite get it. It's all Aston Villa at the moment. Young Boys Burn camping in their own half. As, yeah, just like that every time. They try and get the ball over the halfway line and can't make it work. Joe Bellingham batters his way through. Duran puts it through. Is he onside, Maatsen? No, he's not. Damn it. Here comes the goal scorer, Emery, as we enter the 91st, 92nd minute. It's now or never for Aston Villa. Duran makes a run up the line. Bellingham has found him. Duran is there. Watkins in a bit of space. Watkins on his right foot. Oh, it's a terrible effort at goal. And the full-time whistle goes. And Young Boys Burn get the win in the Champions League. It's not the start Unai Emery wanted, but that's football. Yeah, Duran was caught offside a couple of times today. Are you concerned? I do think we need to downplay his performance. He wasn't the best. We gave him a start, and it wasn't ideal from Duran. Maatsen had a good game. We'll console Maatsen. He didn't deserve to be on the losing end. Put in some good performances, some good tackles, some good runs up the left. Definitely I think he's very close to replacing Digne as our starting left back. And yeah, Leon Bailey was disappointing. We're going to humble him and make him a little bit annoyed, but he came off early on in the second half and wasn't himself. So we go back to league action as we take on Midland rivals Wolverhampton Wanderers. Matty Cash is suspended for this one, so new signing Elias Gillert will come in. Mings can drop back down out of the squad for now just because of fitness issues. We'll bring Barkley in for Duran, and Maatsen can have a rest for Filagen on the bench. Matty Cash can't play, so Nedeljkovic comes in onto the bench. We're going to go with our normal system. Bailey a little bit tired, but I do think it's a system that works for the players we have at Aston Villa. So, yeah, we will be going in and quick simming this one against Wolves. It's a 3-0 win. Goals for Rodgers, Ramsey, and, well, who got the other one? Who got the other goal? It was Ollie Watkins. Again, lovely stuff. Just what we needed in the 11th minute. So, a good 3-0 win for Aston Villa in that one. So next up is the Carabao Cup, another game that we will be simulating. But I think for this one, we'll make quite a few changes to the team. It is the Carabao Cup after all. Matty Cash can play in because he's going to be suspended, I think, for the next league game. Digne will get the start. We'll give Tielemans a rest for Joe Bellingham. Kamara can come in to give Onana a rest. McGinn can stay in. Watkins, will give him a rest for Duran. Let's play Gauchi. I think it's a risk, but we'll give Martinez a rest in there as well. We do need, let's give Buendia a game because we need to give Bailey a rest. And Duran can start. Rogers can have a rest for Ramsey. He'll have a complete rest, actually. We'll give Jade Philogene again on the bench. Barkley can come on the bench for Tielemans. Courtney Howes can probably come on the bench for Mings. In fact, should we give Courtney Howes a start? As it's the League Cup? No, I think that'll be enough. I think that'll be enough there. In fact, no, we're going to start Olsen over Gauchi. I keep forgetting that that's the change we need to make on the actual bench as well. But yeah, we'll go with that, I think. Let's put Nedljkovic on the bench over Diego Carlos. Yeah, another game we're going to sim, and then we're going to be playing the Ipswich game as the second game of the episode. A 3-1 win. We go through to the next round of the competition. McGinn, Duran, and McGinn with another one. So a good result there. João Pedro with a consolation in the 89th minute. 3 shots, 3 goals is what we had in that game. Unbelievable. And we are back to Premier League action then. We've got a few little things to do here. So we've got Bogard is now a holding midfielder ++, which is excellent for him. Lovely things. But yes, we're going to get into the Ipswich game because that is a game we are playing live. Matty Cash is actually back, but I'm going to take him out of the starting lineup. We're going to start Elias Jalert. As I said, just felt very good when I used him in the last game. On the bench, let's put Jade on there. Ramsey's a bit tired. Barkley can go on, which means Watkins is going to play. This is why I think we need one more striker at the club. We do need to potentially look at a striker. In terms of left back, let's start Maatsen. I think he did have a good game in the Champions League, even though we lost. But I'm happy with that, I think. Martinez, Jalert, Konza, Torres, Maatsen, Onana, McGinn, Tielemans, Bailey, Watkins and Rogers. It's a good team. So it's a trip to Ipswich for Aston Villa, taking on the Tractor Boys in this one, the newly promoted team. It should be a win for Aston Villa, but you just never know in the Premier League. Coming off a loss in the Champions League, but also a win in the Carabao Cup, this could be a very interesting game. And this is how Ipswich line up in a 4-2-3-1. Arnett Muric in goal. They have Davies, Tuanzebe, Texeri and Clark at the back. Morsey and Phillips in midfield. Clark, Smozic and Hutchinson sit behind George Hurst up front. So a very good team from Ipswich. They play some good football. Aston Villa sticking with their 4-3-3 under Unai Emery. It served them well so far. Martinez in goal. Maatsen, Torres, Konza and Christensen Yelet at the back. We've got Bailey, Watkins and Rogers with Tielemans, Onana and McGinn sitting in midfield. It should be a good game. Joe Bellingham has to put up with the place on the bench again. But let's bring it on. Ipswich v Villa. And it's the away team, Aston Villa, that get the game underway as Youri Tielemans picks up the ball early on and looks out towards Leon Bailey, who got a bit of a bashing in the press from his manager. Leon Bailey does well just to stand on the ball. Picks out John McGinn. It's a frantic start here from Aston Villa. Tielemans with a shot. Good save from Muric. And Aston Villa coming here to play after that win in the Carabao Cup against Brighton. And they are finding their rhythm, this team. Unai Emery's made it his mission to get this Aston Villa team playing good football, and they do that from time to time, but are very susceptible to conceding goals as well. Here is Smozic on the edge of the area, back to Hurst, marshalled well by Konza, and Aston Villa will look to break here. Youri Tielemans on the ball. Ipswich have pushed up numbers to try and join their attack. What a touch that is from Bailey, but the pass doesn't match the touch. And, Ipswich come away with the ball. Calvin Phillips, who's been a little bit lost since he moved to Man City, didn't he? It didn't work out. The loan to West Ham was rubbish, and he's not really impressed at Ipswich since signing there either. Good tackle from McGinn, but 11 minutes gone, 0-0. That shot from Tielemans inside the first few minutes is probably the big moment of the match. Both teams sort of just feeling each other out at the moment, and it's a bit of a stalemate, but Ipswich are pushing men forward. They're not afraid to have a go at Aston Villa here. As that's a great tackle from Elias Yelert. Christensen Elias Yelert, the new signing, has settled into his surroundings well, and he's released Leon Bailey down the wing. As Leon Bailey can have a little bit of a run here at the Ipswich back four, and he's actually got round his man well. Oh, he tried to cut it back, but the ball deflected into Muric's hands, and Ipswich hold on again. Konza looks to switch the play out to Maatsen. It's a very ambitious pass. Maatsen did win the header well. Into Rogers. Tielemans. Rogers. Looks up towards Ollie Watkins. Not the best pass to his striker, but Rodgers gets it back. Nods it to the path of John McGinn. Out to Youri Tielemans. Looks over the top. Leon Bailey can't win that one. Playing too many high balls over at the moment. Trying to get in behind. Oh, that's a horrible tackle from Youri Tielemans. I was trying to intercept the pass and got the angle of it wrong. It could be a red card. I think it will be. Youri Tielemans is off. It's the second red card of this season for Aston Villa. Matty Cash got the first and the Belgian central midfielder Youri Tielemans has the second. It was just very, very late. Knew it straight away. Down to 10 men again. Last time Aston Villa went down to 10 men, they rallied and won the game. They're going to need that character again. Unai Emery is preparing the substitute, Joe Bellingham, to come on. And we've been reported that it's going to be Rodgers who he's going to replace, who was the man that was sacrificed last time Aston Villa went down to 10 men with Matty Cash getting sent off. And that is that substitution confirmed. Unlucky for Rodgers, but you need to have that midfield presence. Bellingham on. McGinn. Just holding up the ball, waiting for options, and Elias Yelert gives him a run. Just holds it up again. Oh, I was trying to cut that back to McGinn, and the angle of the pass was all wrong. And it gives Ipswich a chance to counter-attack because Hurst has turned Konza. Elias Yelert does get back into position, and Konza reads that one well at the back. Pau Torres will take over. Yelert up to Bailey. Bailey holds on to the ball. That's such a bad pass from Leon Bailey, but he's won it back in a dangerous area. Leon Bailey cuts inside one. The shot is not great. Oh, Aston Villa have got to take those chances while they're down to 10. That's a terrible pass from Elias Lurt. Konza luckily bails him out of trouble. McGinn gets it off to Jude Bellingham, who can run at the defence, but Ipswich just shutting it down as soon as Aston Villa tried to get any sort of momentum into their attack. Bellingham trying to get on the ball a little bit more. Onana. Out it goes to McGinn. Back to Onana. Aston Villa still controlling the play with a man less. Joe Bellingham on it. Back to Onana again. Into McGinn. McGinn turns into the box. McGinn. John McGinn. It's a really good save for Muric. Bellingham on it again as we get closer to half-time. Bellingham just gives it off to McGinn. Back to Bellingham again. Lots of space on the edge of the box. Bellingham accelerates into it. Good shot. Good save again from Muric. And Aston Villa do seem to be rejuvenated and resilient after going down to 10 men. Tielemans with that early red card in the first half of this one, but Ipswich holding on, 0-0. So 10-man Aston Villa against 11-man home team Ipswich. Oh, Leon Bailey's robbed Calvin Phillips. Leon Bailey! Oh, it's a really good block from Marçal. And that could have been, what a start to the second half that could have been. As Aston Villa down to 10 men. Determined to still play good football. We are lacking one of our wingers, which is hurting us a little bit. We're having to focus down the right-hand side a lot more with Bailey. That's a terrible throw-in. They've just literally given it straight to us. And Ollie Watkins, the ball got stuck under his feet in the rain, in the wet pitch. And, yeah, that has hindered us, that wet pitch. It's slowing down a lot of our passes. We're going to potentially... Oh, what a pass that is, as... We've really got to do some defending here. Hutchinson could be in, but Maatsen got back at him really well. The two ex-Chelsea youth players there, Maatsen and Hutchinson, both doing a good job. McGinn turns really well. Bailey gives him a run. McGinn, oh, just overhit the bloody touch again. Clark, and it goes to Hurst. Oh, Joe Bellingham did well to intercept it and then lost out. And that's a really good pass to release Hutchinson again. Hutchinson's into the box. Maatsen once again gets back at him and does a really, really good job of defending. And it goes to Smodzic, who's been kept very quiet in this game. Clark's there, back into Smodzic, shot from range. Martinez sees it past the post. Aston Villa have built this up very well from the back as Bellingham has a little bit of space. A really good turn there to beat his man. Gives it off to Onana. Onana just waiting for something. There's not too much options here. John McGinn. And it goes to Watkins. Good move there from Bailey. Leon Bailey's done really well pulling into the space, but shows too much of it to Marçal. And Hutchinson can bring the ball away. And again, it's that Aston Villa lacking that final third killer instinct. So Sammy Smodzic coming off to replace my Chaplin coming on for Ipswich Town. John McGinn with the ball in central midfield. Again, not too many options for him. Looks to spread the play. That's not a good pass. It was forcing the issue. I sort of feel like we might need two tactics. We might need a tactic against bigger teams or similar reputation teams, which allows us to play on the counter a little bit more. And then we might need another system that allows us just to dominate the ball, because we get into these sort of positions And I know we're down to 10 men, but we do struggle to break these teams down. As we're just going to ask Onana to push forward there. And he's just done too much with the ball. We're running out of space. As Chaplin onto the pitch comes forward with Hutchinson. Can give that one into Hurst. I was just trying to track the run of Chaplin there as well. And that's good defending from Maatsen. Probably our player of the game, Maatsen, so far. He has caught that man late, though. Referee says play on. I'm sure it'll be a yellow card when we come back. And the ball goes out after Maatsen's tackle. So substitution for Ipswich Town as Delap comes on up front to replace Hurst, the ex-Man City player. It's been a good form for Ipswich Town. Aston Villa making some changes of their own. McGinn off to be replaced by Ross Barkley. Maatsen off for Digne. And Cash coming on for Gillette. So 2 new fullbacks and a new central midfielder. Hutchinson in a bit of space for Ipswich Town. Shows too much of it to Torres and then, well, wins it back. Delap on the pitch. Good save from Konza. The substitute with his first real impact there. 15 minutes to go. 10-man Aston Villa just holding on a little bit here. Away to Ipswich Town. That's a good corner into the box. Matty Cash does very well to win that one up. And Leon Bailey is going to have a lot of pace here. Come on, Leon Bailey. Use that pace. I know you're tired, but he's got round Calvin Phillips. He's got past him. Leon Bailey still going, driving. What a tackle from Morsey. How did he stretch a leg that far? Unbelievable challenge there from Morsey. Because Leon Bailey had left Calvin Phillips for absolute dead. And, well, that was going to be a very big chance. There's not been many chances in this game, to be honest. As I said, both teams sort of counteracting each other out, equaling each other out as Delap holds up the ball very well, as a good striker should do. Delap is then just tackled. Torres look to bring this one away. Joe Bellingham looks out towards Bailey, but I should have put it in the air because the grass is very wet and it's holding up the ball. And I haven't learnt. Cash releases Bailey again. Bailey on it. Gives it to Watkins. Watkins. Oh, Joe Bellingham, you were making a good run and then you stopped. Watkins tries to give it into Cash, I think, but couldn't get the ball through. It wasn't Cash because he's back here defending. And Chaplin has robbed Matty Cash. Chaplin comes forward, dinks it in towards Delap. Delap with men just swarming around him. Chaplin on it again. Good bit of footwork to hold the ball up. Davies into Delap. Looks to turn. Gets away from 1. Gets away from 2. Delap shoots. Martinez. Good save. 4 minutes to go in this one. And at the moment, it's all Ipswich Town and Villa, even though we've changed off counter-attack, are now having to play a lot more on the counter-attack. As Clark looks to put that one in. Barkley has done a good job getting his pretty substantial frame in the way. And puts a lovely ball out towards Matty Cash. Leon Bailey is there. Oh, gives it away. Went for the 1-2 and just completely gave the ball away. Good tackle from Cash. It looks like this one's going to be a 0-0. Obviously, that red card to Tielemans has affected the game. You can argue it was a fair red card from the referee. Didn't really give him a choice. He was very late getting to the ball. And as we hit into the 90th minute, 2 minutes of time added on as Bellingham brings the ball forward. He'll look out into Leon Bailey. He's absolutely pinged that into Bailey. It's a wonderful touch. I'm not too sure how I did that. Bailey, though, runs into Tuanzebe again. And that has summed up this game, really. Neither team having a cutting edge, having sharp teeth to take their chances. But 0-0 in Ipswich. It's a great point for Ipswich Town. And Unai Emery's Villa has got to be disappointed. So Tielemans getting sent off, we have to criticise. I know it's going to hurt his morale, but we're trying to do this realistically, and I feel like you have to criticise a player there. He dived in late, nowhere near the ball. It was a horrible tackle. Digne, we'll just console Digne. He didn't play from the start, so I don't think there's too much we can do differently there. Konza was good. Konza has been very solid for us, so we will motivate Emery Konza. He's been superb for us this season. Well, there we go. Not the ideal build-up we need into the mighty month of October, where we are taking on Bayern Munich and Man United, but certainly not too bad at all. That is September done. We'll be back for October to take on Bayern and Man United, and then we'll probably sim Fulham and then do another episode where we come back for Bologna, Bournemouth and potentially sim Middlesbrough as well. Let me know your thoughts on this. If you're enjoying it, please do leave a like and leave a comment. It's the best way to get this series out to other people. I'm really enjoying this. I think the simulation sliders that EA have implemented do make it quite fun and a bit more realistic, which is exactly what we want. But yeah, very, very happy with that. Well, not very, very happy. We drew 0-0 with Ipswich and lost to Young Boys Bern, but the sim games are going well, aren't they? Thank you very much. Leave us a comment. Speak to you soon. Cheers.